If you've ever watched an Eras Tour live stream, then you may know who our special guest is on today's episode. Welcome to Hits Differently. I'm Ryan, and that's Molly.
We're joined today by Ammir Shah. We're so excited to have him on this episode. He started streaming the Eras Tour this summer on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. We love to watch his live streams because he brings the fun vibes. He's always dancing. He changes colors on the stream for every era. And he is also down to clown.
One of us. We had so much fun clowning with Ammir, but unfortunately, I think there's been a glitch. We had technical difficulties and none of my recording saved. So I will not be in this episode.
Even though Ryan was there for the full interview, very big contributor to said interview, at the end of the recording, for whatever reason, only my file and Ammir's files were there. This is why we can't have nice things, I guess.
I got straight up nixed, ghosted. So if it feels a little disjointed or, you know, a little... just know I'm there on the other side. I'm there. Just picture them, see them, and picture me there as the third person.
So we'll have edited out some content that wouldn't have made sense without Ryan being there, such as a lot of our clowning. So if you're here for the clowning, don't worry, because I'm going to bring Ryan back in after Ammir's interview, and she and I are going to clown. The three of us were peak clowning, and we're going to do it again on Saturday on Ammir's live stream before the final night in Toronto.
Night 6 in Toronto, which we all know what number 6 is. Reputation.
So we will be linking to Ammir's YouTube channel and his social accounts in the description below. Make sure to go follow him so that you can come join us for the pre-show of that live stream on Saturday. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to him already, make sure to go subscribe. Watch all of his live streams for these final shows. And if you aren't subscribed to us, maybe you're coming here from Ammir's channel, click that subscribe button.
So I'll see y'all on the other side.
Bye, Ryan.
Bye. A solo bye. That's so sad.
Welcome to Hits Differently, Ammir. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. This is so cool.
So we've been watching your streams for months now. We have been loving them. And we want to start off this episode with some rapid fire questions about Taylor to get you started. Are you ready?
Oh yeah. Please don't ask me my favorite song.
First question, favorite album?
Oh, no, I hate these questions. Okay, I've got to be fast though. I've got to say Reputation at the moment. Yeah.
Yes. Your favorite performance on the Eras Tour set list?
Has to
So
be
it's like
TTPD.
favorite song, but on the Eras Tour.
Okay, I've just a specific song. Okay. I want to say something from TTPD. I probably like, you could just say any song really, couldn't you?
know.
Like, just on the entire show. Like Mastermind, for example, is like a deep cut. Like people don't usually think it's an amazing one, but then when you watch it, you've got the chess pieces and everything. I'd probably say like Down Bad to like the transition as well, with it spinning around on the floor and stuff. Like, yeah, that whole segment is really cool.
Favorite of Taylor's costumes on the Eras Tour?
Oh, okay. I feel like saying something like Reputation now is a bias. I just feel like this is biased though because we've waited for it for so long, but I feel like objectively maybe lean towards like Lover, because like they're so like beautiful and like the colors are insane and they're so eye-catching, and I feel like all the other ones are beautiful as well, but I think it's so in your face and so like perfect Taylor vibes, I think.
Iconic. Do you have a favorite color out of the Lover bodysuits?
Oh, I think potentially orange, but I think it's close between
like,
orange and
we have all
pink.
the same answers.
What were you gonna say?
No, we're all on the same page. I was like, if he says orange, that's our favorite too.
Oh my god. I love the tassels on the purple, and I wish the tassels were on all of them because the tassels are beautiful.
Oh, that's a hot take. Yeah. We wanted to like know a little bit about your Taylor, backstory. Like, how did you first become a fan of Taylor and her music?
Okay, that's a really good question. Red introduced me to Taylor. Actually, I want to say Red introduced me to Taylor's music, which I think would class separately because I associate films and music with stuff that I'm doing at the time or my surroundings when I'm experiencing them for the first time. So if I watch a film for the first time with somebody, I'll remember that every time I watch the film. Same with music. If I'm listening to music, I'll remember the first time I heard that song forever. So I heard like I Knew You Were Trouble, 22, although the big pop songs from Red would be on the radio when I was like 12 and I was at a family member's shop, just sat on a computer playing Assassin's Creed on the computer. Oh. And I just always hear those songs and I never knew they were Taylor. I was too young to really like understand artists and everything and how it all worked. Then 1989 came out and that's when I got introduced to Taylor as an artist and I was like, I'm a Taylor Swift fan now. And then that was growing and growing until we got to Reputation. And at that point, I would say I was a proper Swiftie.
Pretty much every album after 1989, I remember like where I was when I listened to it the first time. Like you were saying, what was going on in my life in each of those stages. I don't remember when I first heard like Shake It Off because it just, all of a sudden it was just everywhere.
Yeah.
But Reputation, I was like dialed in for the drop by that point, and that released the week of my wedding with my husband and I. We just celebrated our 7-year anniversary. So did Reputation.
Oh my God, congrats. That's so cool.
If my husband ever forgets like how long we've been married, he can just figure out how long Reputation's been out.
Well, when Reputation Taylor's version comes out, that's going to throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah, it will. It will. So you start on this journey and, become a Swiftie. What led you to start streaming the Eras Tour? I followed the Eras Tour from the beginning. Along with everybody else, and I found out everything like so when we started seeing streams and stuff around the same time everyone else did, and I was in a point in my life that I was really busy, so I didn't focus too much on it other than tuning in to watch what happened each night. And then it got to a point, I want to say like late last year to about early this year, I was like, there's a lot of these people like streaming the Eras Tour right now, and that seems so cool. I wish I got in there when I had a chance at the beginning, because I always felt like I could bring something. And why not just start making my own stream that I would want to watch, and if other people want to watch it, that's cool. And then I spent 2 nights. It was a Wednesday, I remember it. I think it was like end of August, Wednesday. I was like, I'm deciding to do this. I messaged my close friends. I don't know if you know Cuba Swift on Twitter, who makes all the Taylor Swift wallpapers. Oh, I think I have seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my close friends, and I'd messaged him and I was like, can you help me design some stuff? And I asked him, and he had made wallpapers off the little boxes, like the poster that you've got on he made a whole wallpaper based on that. And I was like, can I borrow these? And then I went in, I reorganized everything, I re-photoshopped it all. 2 nights in a row, I stayed up till like 4 a.m. And then that Saturday, I streamed Dublin Night 1.
We've watched a lot of live streams, and when you started live streaming, it was like, this is awesome. So I agree.
Oh
you filled something that we didn't even know we were looking for.
I really appreciate that.
Streaming on YouTube in general, I feel like is just so much easier for a user to I know that you at this point stream on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff as well, but we found you at first on YouTube, and I'm like,
YouTube
it's just
is
so
a
nice that I
home
can
for
just
everything.
put it on my TV, you know what I mean, instead of having to like pull up my phone and try and watch it that way. Yeah.
I think that's why I moved over to TikTok as well, based on the other leg. Like, there will be people who are on the other foot who'll be like, I wish I didn't have to like put it in horizontal and put it on my TV. Maybe I'm out and I need to use it on my phone. So here you go. There's an option for you for your phone as well. Or YouTube, I do vertical and horizontal, but you can only do picture in picture, which is like when you swipe off it and it stays in the corner, if you pay for YouTube Premium. And I was like, I need to go on TikTok so that people who want that feature but don't pay for it can still have that feature, because on TikTok you can swipe up on lives and it'll stay in the corner of your screen.
We're millennials, so we, I'm fine to turn my phone horizontal and like use the YouTube app, but I know a lot of younger fans prefer just like the vertical of TikTok.
I think though as well, one of the things on phone as well is if you do hold it horizontal, the stream is made, I guess, for bigger bigger screen. So because somebody's streaming on a vertical phone anyway, I've got a vertical piece of video that I have to deal with. So when I'm putting it onto my stream, the top and bottom are getting cut off. Whereas when I'm streaming on TikTok or somewhere vertical, I'm just translating that vertical video onto another vertical stream. So you're getting as big of an image as you can get on a mobile. When you go horizontal, that image is getting even more smaller and smaller.
Right.
So it's easier if you're on a smaller screen to watch it vertically, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I love the way you have the YouTube set up with the like wallpaper in the background, like you're saying, and like your mastermind and you, so that people can feel like they're like interacting with you. And then the changing of the colors for the arrows.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all been a case of like, I'll be doing something. I'm like, oh, this is a cool idea. I want to implement this. I think the color changing glows, came in, on week 3 or 4. They weren't something I did straight away. And now I guess I don't know if you've seen or not, but going into the pre-show, I now have the little clock that goes round and make sure you're in before when it goes live, and you'll see the little 13-second countdown from the film.
I was telling Ryan that this past weekend during the Toronto shows, when you had your friend Abby on the stream, that you did the "Who's Afraid of Little Old Me" effect. Like,
oh my
how
God,
did you guys do that?
I've actually been doing it, I want to say, for about a month now. I think we've had a good few shows, but it's in the corner of the screen and it's out of the way. So I know like not many people will notice it every time. But what I had the idea in my mind for a little bit, because before I started the US leg, I did a lot of research. I was like, I want to add some new features to the stream for the US leg, which is obviously I went vertical for the US leg as well and everything. So when I was doing the research, I watched a YouTube video about how you can install this tool into OBS that allows face tracking. And it allows you to attach things onto your face. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I might be able to do the eye glow now. So the second I had a chance, I was like, Photoshop, I was trying to get the face tracking to work and then linking it up. And it's OBS, because all these other tools are plugins that are third party and you've got to put them in. They're not all made by the same person. So you've always got to like figure out what's where, and you have to manually tweak things yourself. Whereas if it was all made by the same company, like Apple makes everything on the iPhone, you know where everything is and it's all streamlined. But it took so much more effort than I thought it did. It took about, I want to say, 3 or 4 hours to just get it lined up with my face. At first, the eyes were just in a random part of the screen, and I was like, no, bring it down here.
I don't know how I'd never noticed that before then. I think I noticed it because, like, with Abby, because you had, like, left the screen. I was like, oh, where did Ammir go? And so, like, my eyes were, like, drawn there, and then I saw it. I was like, that is so cool. Whereas normally I'd, like, be focused on the stream at that point. But, yeah, that was amazing. Your effects and, like, your dancing for every era is like our favorite.
Yeah. It's honestly, it just feels like I'm there, I want to say. It feels a bit cringy to say, I feel like, but at the same time, previously to watching the streams, when I used to watch the streams at home, it just feel like watching the streams where I'm going in to watch the surprise songs or something. Whereas now that I'm actually streaming it, I really feel it a lot more, and I'm so like invested in it because I'm also interacting with it so much as well, that it just feels like I'm kind of there at the same time.
You know, we don't have to use our props, but if we want to put them on for like 2 seconds, we don't have to keep them on the whole time. The first place to start is, do you think that we will get an announcement in one of these final shows?
I want to say sane person in me wants to say no. There's a little voice in me that's saying no, Ammir, don't fall for it. But I'm like, yeah, I'm so sold. I think night 6 or the last night of the show. I think the one thing that's like got me sold on us getting an announcement is the fact that we've got a new Reputation outfit in the last 18 shows. Out of a 192 show tour, she waited till the last 18 shows and she debuted a whole new outfit. I don't know, it just, with Karen on it as well, like...
Oh, Karen, my favorite. And the unworn outfits, okay? Like the all gold Tortured Poets outfit that we saw in the music video, which she hasn't worn. And then the 1989 outfit combinations.
I think specifically the 1989 ones are the ones that are like the ones that are standing out to me the most. There's theories about the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart one being like a test outfit or something, and I get that. It was in the music video when they're preparing for it and stuff. But this one, we've seen both, like the green top, we've seen the green bottom, we've seen the gold top, and like everything. So like we know she can do it, and we know she's actively choosing not to do it. Why?
Well, we can't wait to clown with you some more on Saturday. Final night in Toronto. I feel like the clowning vibes will be high. We'll share our notes with you. And our audience can come follow you on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, wherever they want to find you.
I'll be sending everyone your way as well.
Thank you. Yeah, do you want to shout out your handles? Are they the same across all of the different accounts?
Yeah, so on YouTube, it's at Ammir Shah 1811, but if you search Ammir Shah, it'll come up. And then every other social media is at Ammirio, which is AMMIRIO. All of my social medias have the link in the bio on all of them that leads to every other place. So it's like a little web.
Awesome. And we wanted to ask too, what are your plans post Eras tour? I know you've been streaming Sabrina. Are you going to stream anyone else or have any other content plans?
I'm thinking streaming wise, I'm thinking of who else to stream. Because you've got to stream someone with a similar vibe to the Eras tour, but also have people there to stream as well. And I think currently Sabrina is the main one. Her show has the multiple outfits. It has different outfits each show. She puts on a show, whereas the other ones are more about the music than it is the performance as well along with it. I think post Eras tour, people are gonna miss watching streams, and I think it'll like have a renaissance and come back, and people will start streaming more at other tours to get that vibe back. So we can keep an eye out and see what's happening. Other than that, I want to do like DIY YouTube videos or like teaching people how to do different things. I want to be able to like recreate the Willow orb, but like perfectly to how it is. Like they actually use it.
Well, awesome. We can't wait to talk to you again on Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so nice meeting you guys.
And happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
We had so much fun talking to Ammir. We are still very, very bummed that Ryan's audio and video did not record because we had so much good clowning. But like we mentioned at the beginning of this episode, we will be joining Ammir on Saturday for Toronto's final night, and we will be clowning at the beginning of his stream. So don't worry. But before that, we have you covered because Ryan did the work. Okay, she's got a lot of notes. A lot of stuff has happened since you've seen Ryan on the pod. The first one being the holiday merch drop.
Sus. I don't think I really noticed how sus it was at first. Also just thought it was like a Christmas drop and ignored it until someone brought it to my attention. And then I had to buy multiple things. But the quality of the merch is not what we're talking about because a lot of it was fire. There are a lot of star references in pretty much, so it's like merch from every era. And there's like a star tie in almost everything.
Yeah, there were a lot of songs that have like stars in the lyrics or whatever that they chose to put on the merch, which was interesting. Lines from All the Girls You Loved Before or Call It What You Want, Starry Eyes Sparking Up My Darkest Night. They like made a hoodie with the sleeve has like moons on it and stuff like that.
The whole moon phase. Mm-hmm. It's on the sleeves, and then is it the back of it that shows like literally the moons?
Right.
Yeah.
And like Call It What You Want was a single from Rep. So that kind of makes sense to me that it would be featured in merch. But like All the Girls You Loved Before or Starlight from Red, for example, those seemed random. And that's an interesting pick.
Yeah, I felt like those songs were a little niche. So we have the Stars All Aligned bracelet set. There's a Folklore album, Pacing the Rocks, long sleeve t-shirt with stars all over it. Basically every piece, not every piece, but most of the pieces have stars. There's a You'll Always Know Me t-shirt from Evermore with little stars. Evermore doesn't give stars. Why are there stars? Meet Me at Midnight, coffee cup, little stars all around it.
Well, I mean, it's midnight. It's a starry sky.
Okay, but we can't pick one star and make it relevant, not the other, or make it sus. All that being said, there's stars everywhere and it's forced. I never associated stars with Evermore or Folklore, so maybe that's just me. And fun fact, people had said STAR could be an acronym for self-titled and reputation.
Bum, bum, bum.
I would say it's reaching, but it fits so well, especially because they said that like Taylor Nation has been really pushing to correct us that it's not debut, it's self-titled. And they really showed us with that merch drop. They were like, it's self-titled, get it right. So self-titled and Reputation, which again, it seems crazy. Even I'll say that. It seems a little crazy, but I mean, it was still a sus set, you know?
I personally forever have thought that Taylor wearing things with stars on it and these types of references were all like Midnight's references for the obvious reasons, like Midnight's night sky. She had like constellations in the Lavender Haze music video, for example. But I will say this merch drop is giving more sus than just like Taylor dressing to an album theme.
The crew necks that you noted, which I also noted, there's like a photo where they have the self-titled, I don't like that. I'm just going to say debut. The debut crew neck, Lover, Cruel Summer, and then the rep one, all just stacked together, just, you know, to give you a little vibe check. And you're like, what is the Lover connection, right? It almost makes me be like, what's the Easter egg in Lover that we should be looking for? But I'm like, is it the snake turns into a butterfly? In Me, the snake turns into a freaking butterfly. We all know how much I love the song Me, but the music video is fire. Wow. So you have 2 references of that in Lover that I can think of right now off the top of my head. There might be more. So yeah, you have the You Need to Calm Down video where she has like this back tat and it's all these butterflies and a little snake. And then in Me, a snake turns into a butterfly. I mean, again, reaching, I don't know.
I always thought those references were because she was signaling that she's coming out of the rep era into the Lover era. You know, I digress. Let's fast forward to the Carmi. Let's fast forward to the
Karma Coffee
Cup. Karma Coffee Cup.
Yeah, so even when I say this or said this previously, I don't fully get the relevance, but when she brought out Sabrina and Gracie as musical guests recently, people are noting a lot of sus things and a lot of similarities between both performances. 1, we got 1989 songs from both of them. 2, they were both wearing white. 3, Gracie had the black mic and Sabrina had the blue mic. So people were equating it to the Karma Coffee Cup with the black nail on the 2. I hate to be delusional. Well, yeah, I don't know. Because it's
you
like,
hate to be delusional.
I hate to be delusional, but yes, you have the black on the 2 and then you have the blue on the 8, right? So like in this realm of clowning, the 2 could be the elusive maybe February date, which we've talked about maybe for rep. And then the 8 could be 12/8. Why? And blue could, like, I know it's the 1989 blue, but like blue is one of the colors of debut, blue and green. And so, and then the colors that Taylor wore, she wore the orange dress with Sabrina and the orange and pink one with Gracie. And that dress is giving 2016 Grammys, the outfit that Taylor wore when she won Album of the Year for 1989. Again, 1989 somehow links all of this together, which I've been saying for a long time with the outfits. I don't know how or why. And none of that makes any sense. And she sang Out of the Woods with Gracie in that outfit. And she also sang Out of the Woods Night 3 in Miami. I was there in the same dress.
The orange dress, like before, like in Europe, was the sus one, right? And then now, like, it stays orange. It's always at the scene of the crime.
Was that one of the ones where, like, during surprise songs, we were like, oh I thought it was the yellow one?
That was, like, OG.
Definitely orange, yeah.
Yeah. I think you're thinking of, like, the original ones.
Yeah,
the European ones. If you saw, like, the orange dress, it was like, it's gonna be good.
And, like, we've been getting a lot of 1989 lately. The night in Miami, we got double 1989. I got All You Had to Do Was Stay and Out of the Woods. And I know it was coming up on the anniversary of 1989, both versions, but I don't know. I just feel like we've been getting so much. And we all know that 1989 came right before rep. And so there's the karma truthers that all think this all leads to karma. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think all the orange and pink actually could be TS12 and a whole different thing, or it could be rep. I don't know. Also, like, nobody talks about the fact that Taylor Nation did not give a shout out to Rep's anniversary, and I'm still mad about it, you know? Because we just skipped on by November 10th, you know? Like, not even a shout out, even though self-titled got a shout out. And I know it's more relevant because it was like the beginning of Taylor's career, so of course we're going to talk about it, but we can't pick favorites. Not when these two albums are up against one another in maybe a debutation, like, you know? Not even nothing. Not even a sus thing. We got nothing. Just crickets.
I feel like Taylor Nation knows like they can't mention anything with rep without sending us. So maybe they were just like, let's sit this one out.
It was more offensive. I wish they'd messed with us. I wish they just resent the snake into the butterfly that we got after 1989 TV, because I'd be like, all right, so we posted about it. I did. I went out of my way to be like, hey, by the way, I haven't forgotten.
Yes, we will always celebrate Rep's anniversary here. It's differently, obviously. But, we don't need Taylor Nation to celebrate it with us. We can celebrate it by ourselves. We celebrate Rep's anniversary like every day.
You're right. We're wearing all black right now in its honor with our albums always close by.
Yes, always.
These days, I keep seeing Taylor's outfits and behaviors and being like, is this a window into TS12? And we just don't know yet.
Yeah, how cool would it be if like Gracie and Sabrina are both featured on a new album?
Right. That was another thing people were saying, like that could be a little nod. And then also people had said, the whole, if we're going back to the Karma coffee cup with the black nail being on the 2, people are once again clowning for the Grammys next year. It is on February 2nd, 2/2, which we know the 2 haunts us forever. Even though, as we discussed previously, we don't really think the Grammys is going to be another announcement. Someone also pointed out that all of her re-releases have been more of like a fan intimate kind of thing, whether it was like on the tour or just like something with us, not like a wide announcement. We've only got new albums at the Grammys, so that's where like the TS12
new album, just one.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forget it was different. It was a different.
Midnight's was the VMAs, Torture Poets was the Grammys.
It all feels the same. I don't know. Every award show now, you're just like, you know.
I don't think that she'll announce anything at the Grammys just because the Tortured Poets reception last year seemed to be a little awkward in the room. Like the fans were hyped about it, but it didn't seem like the people that were there were too pumped about it. So I don't think she'll choose that space for an album announcement again.
Right. But the day is really sus. Also, people are clowning for March 21st. We won't get into that now. About that would be the rep re-release date, 3/2/1. But then when we were talking about all the stars and moons, I don't know why March 14th came up in my head. I'm now forgetting.
Oh, it was because of the Eras Tour movie.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, but fun fact, it's a full lunar eclipse that day. So you know what? I don't know. And it's on a Friday. So mark your clown calendars. It could be any day now.
The voice memos Ryan sent me about last year on March 14th, the Eras Tour movie dropped, and the trailer was so rep coded. And what if it meant March 14th this year? She's off her rocker, guys.
Guys, just go back and rewatch that.
We need a rep announcement for Ryan.
I was like, Molly, rewatch this, but think about rep. And it has like the font. This is when it went on Disney Plus, to be clear, March 14th. And of course it's rep coded because that's what gets people talking. But like then it had the font throughout that was like, for the first time ever, Taylor's version, a global phenomenon. And I was like, rep, for the first time ever. Lunar eclipse on a Friday. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what moons have to do with rep. They don't, but the merch. Star, baby.
Taylor, help us. Now, please announce it.
I'm gonna get more unhinged the closer we get.
How can I get more unhinged than this?
I don't know. After December 8th, when nothing happens and we're all like, excuse me? Like, what? I hope she just announces debut though and just leaves us hanging.
I'm gonna mark your words, because if she announces debut and not reputation and leaves us hanging, you just said you wanted that.
I want it.
You want that. All right.
Mark my words. I want it.
We have more things that we need to get into with Ammir on Saturday, so we'll save some more of Ryan's clowning notes for then. Make sure to tune in to his live stream. We'll be joining him at some point in the pre-show, whether that is before Gracie or in between Gracie and Taylor. So for those of you who watch the streams, make sure to follow us on our social accounts as well as Ammir's. We'll include all that in the description below, and we will let you guys know when we know like the timing of exactly when we would be on there, but it should be fun.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 25,000 subscribers by the end of the Eras Tour. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.